position yourselves anywhere that you would like along the this chunk of land at the bottom where you're starting out, since it's all within the same zone, and then we will get started. And so
Brave
the
guy, I
hive
choose you.
beast, the hive beast did ambush y'all, but not in like an it gets an extra turn way, just an it is taking the initiative of the fight way.
Kaz, wait,
Um,
I need you to be over by the rope, please, or otherwise it's gonna be problematic for me.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
me?
um, and the fish mostly just kind of live here. They're not like at the direction of the beast.
Do,
That being said,
Oh, good.
they
I'm
won't
glad I'm the
necessarily
token.
pass up a good meal.
do we have a visual representation of the rope, by the way?
I can do something like that, sure.
I assume. I mean, right now I assume it just goes from this thing to like along like that.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna eh, like so.
How did you get it to look
It
like
is
that?
certainly, huh?
How did you get it to look like that?
I clicked freehand by accident instead of pen/line and just went with it.
I
Okay,
Um,
that works.
so the rope absolutely is not going to be able to support Mamba as it currently stands. It might be able to support Darien. It can probably support the rest of y'all, except maybe Merc, because he is a robot, which means he's relatively heavy.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Can it support our mons?
yes, they are each of them
Okay,
essentially small enough that they can use the rope to traverse over if they need to.
I mean, to be fair, doesn't Merc have a blaster? So
He does, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if Merc
Oh,
really
which reminds me, I
needs.
should
I
open
mean,
up.
you need to go to the zone, I suppose.
yeah. I mean,
Open
also
up
he
that.
could, probably just jump into the water and be not terribly affected, other than like the fish would go after him. But like he's not gonna drown or anything.
Did you put waterproofing on your Merc?
I don't know. Does he?
Oh, you know what? Hey, hold on, give me just a second.
No problem.
Um, uh,
Oh, I should probably. Is there a? Uh, I should probably do this. This actually should be
uh,
fixed.
probably would not. No.
Okay, question.
No.
So
Would the
like
would
he would
the
maybe then be impaired in some way, but he wouldn't drown. That's the important part.
mm-hmm. Is that was that that weapon that I had fixed to him? I assume it's mechanical large small, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He was able to fire it into the water. You would have more difficulties firing it into the water like at the fish, like with your pistol, because, shooting into water is not great.
Yep.
But because his essentially fires an energy projectile, it would not be impeded in that way.
Okay.
I may have to get myself a fish bone. I am very curious.
Well, you have 9 opportunities to. Wow, did I really make that many? Oh, I think I accidentally double duplicated one up here. That seems more correct.
8 opportunities.
Yeah, still plenty of opportunities.
I
All
see the
right,
High
is ever
Beast does not have a tag.
correct? So, as mentioned, the Hive Beast A is not a Mon, or I guess mentioned last time, which was a couple weeks ago. So, yes, I should recap. The Hive Beast A is not a Mon, and B has already directly threatened/ attacked in the general direction of y'all. So it has essentially drawn you all into this encounter. So you are free to act like your mons will still essentially get their own full turn, but so will you. And you are free to target the hive beast and the fish are part of the same encounter. So, basically you are free to act as you normally would. You just also have Mons to do a little bit of extra support.
I also did have a world question before we get into it attacking me.
Yeah. Well, it can't attack you yet because you haven't taken hostile action.
Oh, that's true. Thank you for reminding me. But my question is that because you mentioned that if we die, we just go back to whatever inn we went to, right?
Essentially, yeah. Like if there's a full party wipe.
Yeah. Does that apply to NPCs as well, or would they just die if that happened to them?
As in the like the forge master or the smith that's with you guys.
Yeah. Would he
Yeah, so
die? Would
he would
Continue.
not die. He would respawn at
Yeah.
his house because like he is so that is another way in which like much like y'all, the NPCs are just as human as anyone else at this point. It's like things like your Mons and this hive beast that are just like actually, foes of the thing that do not possess an intelligence or what have you. They, also probably respawn when sufficiently much time has passed so someone else could have this encounter again. And like, like they will probably like they can permanently go away. So like if there was a full party wipe, the Mons that you guys have with you, you would probably lose permanently, even though the rest of you would respawn.
Understood. Also, I'm glad our next door neighbor decides to cut the grass right now. Yeah,
Good
that was
timing.
it.
All right. Then the hive beast, as it gives you an angry side eye, but it's like its big insectoid eyes blink a couple of times, and you get the sense that, as tends to be the case, it does not view you as a threat. And it instead turns its focus to the party over here, and honestly, I think Mamba's the biggest target, so that's who it would go for first.
Makes sense to me.
So it is going to roll,
The threat knows a threat.
and does this
Well,
work?
Mamba is ready to
Okay, this
fight.
does not seem to be working, so I will just roll the d20.
Right,
Okay,
Mamba,
any
ignore the plan.
that super will
I
not
forget
hit
the
you.
plan. Sorry.
That's okay. It's
Uh,
unimportant right now.
So, off of its back, you see those like big lumps. Those are essentially hives that it fires off as projectiles, and so it fails to hit you directly, but this hive will remain on the ground here. And so anything that ends their turn within, and can you guys see the circle around it, or do I need to make
Yes, I
that?
can see it.
You can see it.
Okay. Anything that ends their turn within range of it will have to make a check or take damage. The hives can be destroyed. They have 1 heart and AC of 6, so they are easy to hit.
Okay.
Let me just do all of that and there.
How many hives are there?
Currently, there's just this one that it just launched.
Okay.
But as you can see, its back is covered in them, so it may well do such a thing again.
The other one, yeah.
Yeah, which, speaking of, because it stays immobile, it will do so again, and this time it will launch one at Berry Base over here because they are isolated and maybe they will be an easier target. And they're not, but there is now a hive over there.
Okay.
Move it so it's not directly covering him. And that will be its turn. So now it is your collective party turn. So go in whatever order you want. Even though it says Gembly, it's everybody.
It just become a beehive.
Just so you
Okay, and the
remember,
hive is
Kaz, the
also
plan
not
was I
capturable,
tied the
it would
rope to
appear.
me and you pull the rope to get me back over to that side. But I forgot that it just
Oh yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to go through that plan anymore.
I could pull the rope to get you to our side. I might be strong enough.
Gambly is just going to actually uh, just go around and hide behind the stalagmite that's there. And like, I probably shouldn't shoot at it. I don't want it coming after me, so I'm not gonna. He's not gonna do anything.
Right.
And
Who
then
else wants to go?
I think Merc can. How? That's only one away, right?
Yes,
One
that
zone
is
away.
one
Okay.
zone away.
Okay, cool. That means Merc can just shoot at him then.
All right. Take the shot.
Basic. No, nothing.
That is not enough to hit it.
Well,
As
he tried.
The shot goes a little bit wide because of the distance.
He's just gonna just move to there, and that's it for him. So it's you go ahead.
All right.
Who's up next?
Anybody, you all go at the same time. Just whoever wants to do something, go ahead. Or if somebody specifically wants to wait, like, go ahead and say, "Hey, I want to see what happens" or something.
It's that
It's very free form in that way compared to stuff like D&D. It's just like there's an enemy turn and an ally turn, and that's kind of it.
Is that hive on top of Mamba or no?
It's on the ground, like underneath your feet, essentially.
Okay.
Like when you stepped out of the way to dodge it, it landed underneath you. So if you get away from it during this turn, you won't take any damage. But if you're still there and it hasn't been destroyed, then you risk taking damage.
So Mamba, he's looking at it, and he doesn't know what it is. So his first instinct is to swing his sword at it.
All right, go ahead and make me an attack.
Okay.
Yep, that's enough. So
Okay.
you swing your sword, and the hive more or less just bursts into a spray of like stinging insects that largely get smacked and just squished against the flat of your blade, and some like
Okay.
sort of nasty goop that was inside of the whole thing, keeping it moist.
And then Mamba says, "You." He's grossed out, and he swipes his sword on the ground to get all the goop off.
All right, and then
it.
after that, do you want to move anywhere?
Sure.
And anywhere within the red box you can move to with one movement. If you get into the water, the fish might start to come after you, but that's also the easiest way to get over to the monster on the other island.
Okay.
So it is up to you.
I'll just stay on land, and I'll just move over closer to that other. Yeah.
All right. And then, do you want Fuzz to do anything? And so I should note, Fuzz does not walk on the ground. He does float through the air. He can't like fly super high in the sky, but he could, for example, like traverse over to the island where Gembly is, or potentially over to attack the beast if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was wondering if
He's probably the only one of your all's monsters who's able to easily navigate around here.
Well, I don't know if I wants to go to Gambly because that might give away Gambly's location if he, if he's trying to hide. Or he's just gonna go over there.
All right. Then we've got Emo Brave Guy, Darien, and Berry Base.
I forget if there's any actionage on telling your pet what to do.
Nope. It essentially gets a turn, and you get a turn. Like,
Mhm.
off of this island, yes, like, it uses the rules for that sort of stuff, but
Yeah.
here they essentially just get their own full turn.
Cool. Yep. Bear Base is gonna go smack this evolvable fishbone, or try anyway.
Alright.
Darian's gonna smack this hive. Any order you want that in particularly?
No, just tell me which one you're doing first.
Let's do Bear Base first.
Okay.
15.
Yep. That'll do it.
Fishbone smacked.
Alright. Do you want to try and catch a fishbone?
Not into evolvables, no, not my thing.
Alright. And then attack the hive. You just need a 6.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah, I'll activate my Heart's Flame thing before I forget. There's no real mechanical difference, and like the thing happens to have a fire vulnerability, just, you know.
No, not in particular. Alright. Yeah, that is just barely enough to destroy the hive.
Yep. Darien just kind of draws out his Heart's Blade and just kind of stabs it down into the hive, lights it on fire, and like, huh, it's very flammable.
Alright. Well, then we've got Email and Brave Guy.
Give me 2 seconds. When it says it wants to load, bloody hell.
Like your PDF isn't loading, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the PDF to actually like go to the right page. Now.
What are you trying to look up? I might be able to get to it quicker.
I'm just going to refresh myself on what I can actually do because it's been so long since email actually did anything.
Okay,
Right,
you're a
so-
sage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay, so
you
give me a torch.
can
Push
make your
things.
staff a torch. You can push things that are up to 15 feet away,
Oh, so
or you can use it as a strike up to 1 battlefield away.
Oh, wait a minute! I can do 1 battlefield away.
Yes. Yep, you can attack the beast from the shore. And I don't know what your elective abilities are. Prestidigitonium could be used to make an object do something. Oh no, you already used that for the
I
rope.
use that for the.
So yeah, so I don't know what your other two, like abilities that you have are.
That's about it for now. I have the Grimoire, the Sage of Staff, and the Prestidigitonium.
Okay, I didn't know if you started with any other things. Okay, yeah.
Nope.
So that would be it. But yeah, that does mean that you're able to hit it from here.
I could hit the beast. Or I could go for one of the fish bones to make it easier to go around. Hey, well, let's see how much health. Well, let's see how this affects it. I will cast Push on the beast.
Alright. Bop
So
it
my
with a
staff's
wave
gonna-
of kinetic force, and
My staff's got a word of life, and then send a wave of force at the beast.
yeah, let's see it.
Uh,
That is not enough to hit it, unfortunately.
No.
The wave of force bounces off of the sort of like the blubbery skin that it has around where the hives are clinging on to. You didn't quite hit it in the hurdy bits.
I'll have to try harder
Uh-huh.
next time.
But you can still
Um,
move somewhere, and Brave Guy can still do something.
Well, there's no hive here anymore, so I guess I mean, there isn't really much point in shifting too far away. What ability does Brave Guy have again? Is it just like use these little stubby arms to swing at something?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Okay, I mean, Brave Guy's just going to stand near the
He
rope.
could
I
also
guess.
he could conceivably try and pick up a rock and throw it at something, but that's not necessarily gonna have a great success rate, but it is doable.
Hey, we'll give it a shot. I'll throw up. Well, he'll pick up a small rock and throw it at the fishbowl.
All right. He'll have a -2.
Oh, and a
I
minus
think
two. Well,
that's a small penalty, right?
that...
Yeah, he
yeah.
the rock falls out of his hand as he brings his hand back, and so it's just not even there when he pulls it forward. It's okay. You guys are just getting the bad rolls out of the way early. It's fine. It's fine.
No, this is pretty consistent for me.
All right. Then, on the fish's turn, these ones that are back here are going to be moving forward, generally speaking. And then this one here is going to leap out of the water and lunge this direction and attempt to hit Mr. Barabase, which I do not believe it is successful in doing.
Nope.
Alright. And then... and then this one is going to do the same thing at Brave Guy because he... What? Actually, no. He didn't even get to the point of trying to throw the rock, so no, it doesn't aggro onto him. Because he got a 0, so he didn't even get to throw the rock. So no, he doesn't get attacked yet. I'm gonna be self-consistent.
Okay.
All right. And then the Hive Beast is gonna go again, and it's gonna do one at Berry Base for having just proven itself a threat by hitting the fish, and it's gonna do one at Emil for having, demonstrably attempted to bop it with a spell.
I lightly pushed it. It was not happening.
So first is Berry Base. That's gonna miss, and there's a hive over here, and second is Emil. Does that hit? I don't remember what your AC is, and I have the wrong sheet open.
My
No.
defense rating is 11.
Alright. Then there's now a hive next to you as well. God damn it. Oh, wait. Does it have... No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. I was like, wait, if it has a bonus that hits, but to that attack it does not.
Oh no, the angry and aggressive Zelda hive is here.
Well, it is now back to y'all.
Brave Guy is going to walk over and try and punch the hive.
Alright. He only needs a 6. I believe in him. No penalty this time. He's got it.
He got a 12.
Yeah!
He
He's
punched
so
the guy.
brave.
Is it
His
Yeah.
little windmill arms go a-flying. And the bugs are turned into nasty goop all over his cute little outfit.
Good job, brave guy.
Everything is still...
He was basically just a step away from it, so does he want to move anywhere else? Like, he could conceivably cross the rope if that is what you wanted him to do from here.
Nah, I'm gonna keep him close for now.
Okay. Well, then, since Brave Guy already went, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I want us to launch another wave of force towards Mr. Hive Beast.
Alright, boop it on the snoot.
Ah!
That is not a snoot. Well, that is only a snoot boop, I am afraid to say, and not anything more severe.
I am still launching the equivalent of Windeden.
Kind of, yeah. You haven't found the right spot to bop it.
Metal clockwork stuff going crazy.
Anything else you would like to
Nothing's
do, or anywhere else you would like to go?
No, I'm still good where I am.
Alright. Who is our next volunteer?
I'm gonna make a horrible mistake, so it's not what I'm gonna do.
How deep is the water again?
The water is probably like 15-ish foot at its deepest, it looks like.
Okay.
If you stay near the shore, like out here, including like where this beast came from, it seems to get deeper, and it looks like there's maybe some sort of like an underwater cave over on the right side there, underneath the mountainous bit, which is where you would imagine it came from. But up here, it's more shallow, but it's still, like, for Mamba, it would probably be a little bit above his head. For everyone else, it would be, like a decently deep swimming pool.
I've got a funny idea.
Okay.
Well, I'm making a horrible mistake. Oh, and I miss.
Oh,
What were you shooting at?
Take a guess.
The hive down here.
No, I was shooting at the beast.
All right. Well, it has now taken notice of you.
Yep, and Merc is also just going to shoot at him.
That makes sense. Hey, we've got our first hit. And
Hey!
Merc takes a little bit more time to steady his aim, and as he sees it like focusing and narrowing its gaze on you, he fires and hits it more or less in its eye on that side that was facing you, and it lets out an angry shriek. And it has taken damage.
Cool. Merc is also just going to go in between both Mamba and Arian.
Okay. Well, speaking of, it's one of the two of y'all next.
Because I have taught him well.
I think I'll just keep on keeping on with what I'm up to. Smack this hive.
Alright. Yep, that'll do it.
I mean, it's a crit, not that it matters, you know.
Yeah, it'll be destroyed regardless.
And Bearbest will attempt. Oop, accidentally muted. Bearbest will attempt to do the same to the fish bones.
Yep, that's enough. Would you like to try?
No, I think I'll pass. And then,
He is a slime rider, admittedly. He's probably buoyant enough that he could traverse across the surface of the water. He would go very slowly, though.
Sure, he's got slow speed, so he needs to use his action to move anyway.
No, fair.
Or no, that's very slow. Slow is just one, isn't it? So
Yeah,
he'll just
very
start kind
slow
of
is use your
bobbing
action
across
to
the
move.
water. And
Yeah,
this one-
regular slow is you can
One.
only move within your zone.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, sorry.
And then we've
Repeat.
got Fuzz and Mamba.
Yeah, I have an idea. Can like Fuzz can float, can fly on top of the water, right?
Yes.
So would Mamba be able to jump on Fuzz and he can take him across the water? Or
Only if you wanted Fuzz to end up at the bottom of the water.
Mamba,
He is very small and he does not have very strong propulsion, and you are very large and very heavy
Has
armor. He
has
would
anyone
he
has
would
anyone here
probably
seen
try, but the both of you would end up underwater.
I thought so.
have
Mamba,
any
I
of you
have
seen
something for you.
Pokemon Rusty?
Yes.
It's like the Zubats using surf.
Yeah. So anyway, plan B was
I may have
Fuzz.
something for you next turn, Mamba, by the way.
Okay. Well, Fuzz is going to traverse across the water to the edge of the where the hive beast is. Like right there. Try to lure it to come closer, I guess. If that works, I'm not sure.
Quick disarm from your hand to get rid of all effects.
What?
That's what Sir Karibo does, right? He's discard from your hand all of his. It
Yeah.
stops an effect.
Yeah.
I think Spear Karibo makes them turn to defense mode. Don't ask me how I know that.
Oh yeah, it is correct.
Okay, and I guess Mamba will
That's
go.
weird. It said that I was still connected, but it also said that I needed to join voice. What in the world? Huh.
What?
How long was I gone?
You stopped talking before we mentioned about Spear Karibo, I guess.
Okay, yeah, because I was trying to ask Kaz what his plan was, and I was just like, total silence, and I was like, huh, something doesn't seem right here. And then I looked, and it said I was still in the call, so I was like, okay, it's fine. And then still nothing, and it wasn't turning green when I talked, so I clicked on it, and it said join voice. But it showed me being in the call still, so I'm confused.
You're
It was
Technology
computer,
doesn't
man.
like me. It's fine. I'm here now.
Are you sure it's not your computer that's the problem? Sounds like it's your computer that's the
Different
problem.
devices. Discord is on my tablet currently, whereas Roll20 I have had issues on 3 separate computers.
Oh dear.
So, totally, just applications don't like me. I don't know. Regardless, it seems as though Fuzz is coming over to attack the beast, or is he just gonna come over here and say hello?
Oh, partially, he's gonna try to see if he can lure the hive beast to come closer to where Mamba is. And Mamba's just gonna wait.
Okay, so
Oh, closer.
he's kind of functioning as bait to an extent.
Yeah.
Okay. Go
Uh,
ahead
and
and have him make me an aura check.
Okay.
That poor Karibo.
Yeah, he's hive beast fodder.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Or-
Karibo succeeds. So It manages to taunt the hive beast successfully. And we'll say that he comes to out like a bit of the ways back. Because that's still within the same zone that it's in. It manages to taunt the beast, and so it will try and move toward you next turn.
Okay.
Would Mamba like to do anything else, or is he just getting in position to take the big swing when it comes over? Because I
Yeah,
think you can prepare an action in this, right? You can say like, "Hey, if this happens, I want to do this."
Oh, we're
yeah, he's
back.
gonna attack. He's gonna assume the batting stance.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
with
I
his.
believe that's everyone then. So we're gonna have the rest of these fish come down here. These ones are going to attack Berry Base. And these two are interested in what's happening at the shore and nibbling on the chunks of the hive that Brave Guy squished. The chunks that fell into the water.
Brave Guy's just feeding the fish. He's just
Yeah.
putting the chunks in the water.
And these two fish bones are gonna try and hit Berry Base. Oh, I believe those are both gonna hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Ow.
goes to 1 heart.
No.
And then it is the hive beast, and it is gonna move. Let me double check. I believe it is. Oh no, it is average. Okay. So it will move over here, and so it is going to basically come up out of the water and try and burst up and attack Fuzz, and Mamba will get a chance to swing at it at about the same time, but it is gonna get the chance to attack Fuzz.
With arm
And
operation
that
bait,
is
Creeper bait is
for the
successful.
claw. It has a +1, so that's a 12, which I believe hits the Karibo. Yes, that is just enough. So he will take 1 heart of damage. And
Okay.
then Mamba, go ahead and make
And
your attack.
then, okay, yeah, Mamba will attack it.
Oh, is that a critical? I
It
forget.
depends on the weapon.
It's a mighty weapon, I believe. Is that right? And it's
No,
his
I think those
favorite
have
weapon.
standard.
I
What's
wasn't
his
sure if his champion thing.
I don't.
Let me
What's his
see
attack
here.
bonus? Because I believe it's based on the total roll.
His attack bonus is +3.
Oh, then I think so. Yeah.
Because yeah, that might be a crit.
Yeah, it deals extra damage on a total roll of 20 or above. So yeah.
Okay.
It's a mighty weapon too, so that'll be a total of 3 damage because it's 2 base plus an additional 1.
All right.
Okay.
So the you basically prepare your big batter's swing, and it lunges out of the water and slashes at and tries to bite the Karibo and does damage it a bit, but it floats out of the way as you do a big cleaving swing and you slash a bunch of the hives off of its back, actually, and do a decent amount of damage to it, as far as you can tell, as it gives another shriek in pain and looks like it intends to start skittering toward you when it next gets the chance. But now it is your all's turn.
I mean, Mama might as well just finish it off.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mama seemed to have this one under control.
Yeah, he's got it. Rest of us, I guess, are on fish patrol.
Do the finishing blow. Or try to.
He tries to chain the momentum from his big batter swing into another hit, but just hit it really hard, and you're kind of overcorrecting, trying to bring your sword back down, and it goes a little bit wide.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, who else?
I've got an idea, but I don't know if I should use it here. If you're curious, by the way, I was going to give Mamba a comically large set of goggles and snorkel.
Oh, okay.
That is funny.
Then you could have walked across the bottom of the water.
I have another world question.
I mean,
sorry
he's
about-
tall enough; it wouldn't even need to be comically large, honestly.
It's just funnier that way.
So
That's
normally
fair.
we aren't allowed to target Mons, right?
You are in this encounter.
Okay. That because does something pop up normally if we target a Mon and we're not supposed to? Like we're actually
Yes,
going to actually
yeah.
attack it. So if I
Yep.
point at my gun, actually, you know what? Gimli actually has to reload his gun, so he can't actually do anything this turn.
Oh yeah, it was last turn that you shot. That's right.
But Merc sure doesn't, so he's gonna help out Barry Base by shooting the one on the left of him.
All right.
Oh yeah, Barry's in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That'll do it. Are you interested in a nice shiny dead fish?
Shiny.
They are well polished bones, I'll have you know. Very clean.
Again, Gembly sees no reason to, so he will not.
I will attempt to force push the other fishbone near Barry.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. That'll do it. Would you like to try and get a fish?
Yes.
All right.
I have funny plans for them.
What are you gonna roll with?
Well, it's my highest.
All right. It will oppose you with aura. All right. You now own a dead fish.
Yay! I will make these bones fly. Join me in the sky, you little one.
Does Brave Guy do anything?
No, he's just throwing more of the hive in the water.
Okay. Just appeasing these two so they. Go ahead and have him make me an aura check with a bonus. Okay.
Nice.
Well, it's more that they aren't convinced to be placid than he has pissed them off. The good news is they'll be going after you and not him. So.
I mean, I'll take it.
All right, and then I believe we have Darian and Barry Base.
And
Yep.
Fuzz hasn't gone yet
Gonna
either, unless you
use
skipped
Heart
his-
Shield. Oh, sorry, what's up?
Fuzz also technically hasn't gone. I don't know how you're working that. He was bait.
Oh yeah, because he served as bait last turn. He hasn't gone this turn. You're right. So Fuzz also still has a turn. Yeah.
I'm gonna Heart Shield Berry Bass. Berry Bass is gonna start, Berry Bass will take an action to move this way, and Darian
I
will
like
come
the
in here.
name's changed, by the way.
No. Oh yeah, thanks. And Darian will come in here and try to bop the hard beast.
All right.
Not with a 6, he won't.
No,
Oof.
not quite. Your attack bounces off of some of the armored chitin on its head and fails to
Ready.
penetrate. Does Berry Base attack anything, or is he kind of just getting out of the way?
It's his action-ish move, move to a different area, so.
He can go anywhere within that new area, though.
Yeah, no, he's moving over here, I guess.
Okay. All right. Then Fuzz.
Okay, I don't know if Fuzz actually, like, is he able to eat the dead fish bones? Like,
I mean,
to maybe regain some health.
No, unfortunately, they are not edible, and food doesn't restore HP like that anyway.
Okay.
I'll give you. It's good source of calcium. Though.
He will recover after the fight, so you don't really
Yeah.
need to worry unless he were to take another hit. He might get a wound, and if he took multiple hits, he could get worse wounds. But he should be okay.
Okay. He's just gonna retreat behind Darian and Mamba.
Alright. Alright, the fish bones are these ones are going to come up at Emil. And then yeah, if you check the Mon base stat info, you will see what the ability of the fish bone is. And then this one is gonna move in over here. And
I
so
see no
there's
on
gonna be
base there. Oh,
two coming at you. I believe one of those is going to hit. Alright, and then the Hive Beast is very angry with Mamba, unsurprisingly, so it's going to lash out with one of its claws. And that's not going to hit. And then it is going to just basically at point blank range here launch a hive at you as well.
Oh
Which is going to hit.
Wait, did the
So-
one fishbone not attack Merc?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Here, I will do that now. I forgot
Oh,
to
sorry.
roll that. Okay.
so ow.
Yep.
So I was very preoccupied with the fact that they can swim through the air already. So they can already fly. I don't need to make it fly.
Yeah, so it fails to hit Mambo with its claw, but then it catches him off guard by launching a hive directly at him. And so this is the first time that you guys have actually gotten hit by one, so the hive sticks to Mamba. So if it is not destroyed before his next turn, then he will not be able to avoid damage. No one got hit by them before, so this never came into play.
Yeah.
And that is unfortunately probably its last turn, if I had to guess.
I mean, hey, you never know with these dice rolls.
That's true. They have not been great all around.
Well, I mean, Merc is just gonna step back and just shoot at the fishbone that's just slowly floating through the air.
Alright.
Nice.
Gets completely
Probably
destroyed.
crit.
Very nice.
And then Gambly will help out Emil. Hopefully.
Thank you.
I believe that's enough. I think they have low defense. Yes, they do.
Yeah, unfortunately, I
Alright.
don't have anything else to add that. That's me.
Alright. I'll just go ahead and get the dead fish out of the way. Well, you know what I mean.
You leave my
I
bright shiny
didn't.
fish alone.
That wasn't meant to be a joke. That was an accident.
Someone do something.
It is anyone else.
Ah. Brave guy is going to angrily attack the other fishbone.
As one does.
Eh?
Because I am hurt now.
Physically and emotionally.
No.
That is actually enough.
Oh, wow.
Because these fish are very non-defensive.
Laurel City.
Yeah. You know what? It was enough this time. Oh, I guess that was the last fish.
Brave guy just decided that he
Oh no,
doesn't
that
like
was
the fish. Actually,
that was
no,
the
some
fish
more.
that I had used as the. That was the fish that I had used for the turd tracker. Is what that was. Okay.
Ah.
All right. So then, what is Emil doing?
He already. Oh, what? Who am I thinking of? All right, I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot at the other one.
You got the names wrong this time, or
I
you
did.
were just thinking of Brave Guy.
I'm going to use force push on the other fish, though.
You make a big splash that gets mostly onto Darian.
Oops.
Whoops.
sorry.
Your staff seems like it needs a tuning or something. It's not working at all today.
He's going to start. Emil's just going to start hitting the staff slightly on the top. Like, what's going on with this?
Yeah,
thing?
no. In classic pretty boy fashion, Darian kind of like dramatically whips his hair as he's now just glittering in water.
It's slow
Yeah,
motion.
tracks.
The water
Do you even
droplets
have enough hair for that?
Hmm?
Do you even have enough?
I mean,
hair for
enough
that?
to flick the water out of his hair, yeah. His hair's not like long, but it's not that short.
All right. We have Darian and Mamba et al. Remaining.
I mean, Mamba, do you want to try finishing the fish or the big guy again? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Where is this? Where's this hive thing? It's stuck on my body. Is it on my face?
No, it's like on your chest,
Okay. I was
and
wondering
it is
if I could.
there are insects insects with stingers that are coming out of it and like trying to crawl on you and sting you.
Okay. So do I take damage now?
No, it would be after the end of this turn, like after all of the whole party is done doing stuff. If the hive is still on you, then you might, as
Okay.
would anyone who is within that yellow circle close to you.
I'll just attack the hive beast.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
Then
a
you have a
D12.
+3,
That's a D.
so
Hold on,
that
that's a
is
D12.
enough.
that,
Oh.
yeah, push the wrong button.
Well,
Oh,
that's a very different result.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you guys had not told me that was a D12, I would not have noticed.
I have to be fair.
No, I appreciate
I
it. I just fully had not noticed. All right,
I
yeah,
didn't notice.
Mamba is unable to swing his sword well because he's got these bugs crawling on him, and they are getting in the way and distracting him.
all right. I'm gonna have
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I think it's funny. I'm going to attempt to action or attack stunt to distract this thing. Basically attempting to swing around the on fire sword to draw its attention, distract it, while Barry
Okay.
comes in and tries to stab it in the bum.
Right. Then as with the Karibo trying to draw its attention earlier, I'd like you to make me an aura check.
Yep. Let's see.
Why does it roll high on these?
Attack stunts actually target defense.
Forgot that there was that's like an actual specific thing.
Oh no, wait. I was that wouldn't have been an attack stunt anyway. It would be a tactical action, an assist in this case.
Okay, yeah, tactical assist.
Or attack assist. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Choose the weapon or ability you intend to use. Select a target. As if making an attack. Choose an ally that will benefit from the distraction. Okay, so it's basically giving you up your attack so that he gets a minor bonus to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so he'll swing at it with a +2. So that's enough. As as Darian waves his flaming sword around wildly to get this thing's attention, and Barry Base just kind of charges across the water with his little
Yeah.
sword held out. And
He jumps off this little island and kind of dunks under. You know how like when you press like force like a ball underwater, it like shoots back up.
Yeah, yeah.
What he does, just
So
like
it does
stabbing into his
that,
underside.
and when he comes back up, the little knight gets launched off the top, and he lands on the beast and just drives his sword into it at near the upper back base of the neck, kind of there, and it lets out one final screech and goes still, just barely clinging its front claws onto the ground here.
Has this fishbones attacked me, by the way? It's standing awful close.
No, it did not.
Okay, cool. Just confirming. Anyway, I'm gonna move away from Mamba now.
His Fuzz
Alright.
action this turn.
Yeah, Fuzz has not acted yet.
Yeah, you want Fuzz to attempt to
try
get
and
rid
get
of the
rid of the
hive?
hive.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, Fud's just gonna attack the hive that's on Mamba.
Alright. Just don't crit fail. Then he'll hit Mamba.
Okay.
Well, it's not a crit fail. But he goes up and tries to smack it, and his little arms aren't quite enough to reach it without him just slamming into Mamba to squish it between the two of you. And I'm going to presume he backs up a little bit after that to not get stung. So, at the end of the turn here, I need you to make me a grit check.
Okay.
Alright, that is enough. So, you are basically like none of the bugs are able to sting you anywhere vital or that it hurts too bad, and so they do not deal enough like actual sufficient damage to you. And at this point, with the beast dead and all of the other fish dead, this one is just gonna fuck off, and you all will have no difficulties crushing the hive on your next turn. So the battle is won. Go ahead and get rid of that turn order. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want to do anything with the body of the hive beast, or just like leave it here, or kick it into the water, or something?
Well, you were asking if you could eat the fish bones earlier.
It is not a mechanical beast. Also, Gimli is on the other side, so he can't do anything.
Emil's going to look over his new bright, shiny, dead fish bones.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gimli
Well,
is
no more
gonna
dead
look...
fish in the water. Guess it's time to go for
Gimli
a
is
swim.
gonna look across to the other side and see what's there, though, if he can.
Yeah. Do you don't have dark vision, right?
I do not.
Okay. It is like you're still able to see somewhat in here. And I believe I let you know before, but there is like something is reflecting light off of it very faintly on the northern wall, and it looks to be kind of like a similar glitter, similar color to the purple crystals that were growing in that copper vein that you all found earlier.
Okay. I want to try something, but I'm gonna wait a second because I need to. Do I have we have only enough rope to get across to this island, right? Or did we get enough that we have more?
I might have more.
You had enough to get. Oh, I guess because it's a new session, you can use that again, huh? Theoretically, you might have access to additional rope.
How
However,
far
as
could
far
it
as
go?
you can tell, there are no more creatures in the water. So if you wanted to cross, you would probably be safe. Just wet.
Yeah, but I get my fur all wet.
Time for a
Yeah, that's
swim.
right. That's right. You gotta deal with that now. How's it feel?
I mean, it seems like a reasonable character quirk that, like,
how
Moogles
much
don't like to get wet. That's a canon thing. Like, that
how
makes sense.
much
Stay
rope?
What do you
can
want me to
get?
say?
How much rope can you get, Emil? Is my question. How much rope? How much?
What
feet
is the
of rope?
price of? What is the price per length of rope?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm checking that. I just need to. I'm in the general area. I just don't remember where exactly it is. Okay, adventuring gear. No, that's like a sack of adventuring gear. Uh,
Sorry, I took my headphones off for a second. How much you say?
I'm trying to
We're
figure
trying to
that
work
Ah.
something out.
out. I'm looking for.
That name is
I
too
know
long.
we found rope somewhere. I'm just trying to figure out where it was. It's before weapons, I think. No, it's not. Damn it. Did I miss it? Long grabber? What the fuck is a long grabber?
I guess just one of those plastic grabbers.
Oh, okay. Common rural goods includes 30 feet of hemp rope, which costs 8 stones. I believe it's 10 stones as a coin.
I can always prepare allows me to just have something worth 45 gold or less.
So, a single coin is worth
Sorry.
100 stones. So you could conceivably have a fair amount of rope. I would let you have up to 300 foot in total.
Jesus.
Cool.
Counting what you used here, which was already 60.
Yeah.
So I would say we're essentially amending the previous. Oh, hey, look what I had to include an additional 240 feet.
Any check to
Because
swim across here,
that would
or
still be that would be about 1 gold.
Uh,
I have a lot of rope, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have a lot of rope if I used the quirk. Can I ask, my new bright shiny dead fish friend here, is he back up or is he's going to stay down until we leave?
He will stay down until the next time you rest. He also is I'm gonna go ahead and take him off of here and put him into the box now
Okay.
on your
'Cause-
on the party screen.
just follow me on this. I want to take the extra part of that rope. I once again tie it to this, tie one end to the stalactite, and it's probably up as high as I can make it, and then using my gun and a python, shoot a makeshift grappling gun over to the other side.
Well, is that the rope that was over here?
Okay.
This rope.
I will count that as tinkering and tooling about,
Uh-huh.
such that the bonus that you get from that being within your purview will offset the penalty that you would get normally for trying to make a janky shot like that, like loading a thing in your gun and
Uh-huh.
attaching a
Yeah.
rope. So basically, your purview allows you to do this in a way that is reasonable to accomplish. So,
Okay.
I would like you to make me a deftness check.
Okay. That's
Okay, that is enough. So I will, very intentionally, for sure, draw a good line. Ping where you were aiming for.
probably like a little bit like inland here.
Okay, so you kind of like climbed up and then you
Yeah,
were
climb
okay.
up, tie up higher, and then shoot it across.
Just
Okay.
for clarity, you're using.
So you're just shooting it like into the ground?
Well, I don't. I assume I don't see anything over there. That's why I put the python into it.
I mean, there's a wall. Like you could
Ye-
just shoot it into the wall up here.
yeah. Can I shoot it like at
'Cause
that corner right there?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was thinking like you could
Oh,
just
you want
do it
me to
like
shoot it all
this.
the way over there? I mean, yeah. I guess I can do that.
Yeah, you've got enough rope for it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
There's now a rope over there.
All right. I will wait for everybody else to decide what they're doing. I someone is going to have to help Merc across because I don't. Like you said, I think he's gonna sink.
I mean, he could just
Is
walk along the bottom if he does, can't he?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Like I think he would be able to walk along the bottom. Like you may want to like he may need help getting back out on the other side, but like he would not suffer serious damage or drown or anything like that.
Maybe a little
Um,
rust.
Okay, just for clarity's sake, for my silly brain, what did I give you the rope for that, or did you use the rope on the other side, or what?
yeah, I basically I'm just saying that you had a larger quantity of rope last time when you said, "Hey, look at this rope I have," and
Oh, right.
he took the whole roll of it basically to do this to tie everything off.
Gotcha.
So I'm just kind of simplifying it a little bit. Um,
I just didn't
is
click on that you
is
were talking
Mamba
about
doing
recommending the
anything over
previous
here
one.
with the monster?
Are you taking a trophy, or are you gonna need it?
Well, if the monster's dead,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It um sure. Um well I thought it was sinking into the water.
No, it like the front half of it was maybe not like half, but like its front legs and head were on land and have kind of stayed there because they're relatively heavy and the claws were kind of dug into the ground. So like for at least for the moment it is still there. Like if you wanted to cut it up or loot it or whatever.
Okay. Um yeah, Mamba's gonna cut off his head, I guess. And
So you cut off its head to take as a trophy.
yeah.
And after doing so, you keep its head, but the rest of its body does basically kind of like sink into the water, and it seems to actually just totally disappear after it sinks a little ways down because you should still be able to see it, you would think, but it's not there anymore. Um,
Okay.
and you guys do get a little bit of loot that essentially is dropped by it upon death. There's a total of 100 coins, There are some pieces of basically like insect chitin from its armor. There are 3 pieces that can be used as materials, or you can potentially trade them. They might be worth something in the future. That kind of thing. And otherwise, like basically there are like some damaged gear and such from like the unfortunate soul whose corpse Gembly found. Uh, hint, hint. That wasn't the corpse of like another real person. That's part of what was placed there, but for the encounter.
Mm.
So
Oh.
it seems like unfortunately that's all the loot that you got.
Done.
Okay.
Well, time to go. There's nothing else here. Bummer. Really? No one's gonna contradict me on that.
Nope, we should leave.
We should go the other way. Yeah.
Not the Moogle who keeps saying, "Hey, what's over there that I want to check out?"
I
He's
was
just gonna
waiting.
sit here and remain silent.
I joined the movie. I was getting ready.
Also, because I'm curious, nothing happens to Fuzz or Brave guy after that encounter.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. Just wondering. I mean, if I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on the other side and go up, put my gun onto the rope, and push myself and go down the rope to the other side.
Yeah. Make me a deafness check. With a bonus.
Well, that's an 8.
Alright, that's enough.
I don't know what the bonus would
Because
be.
that's functionally that's a 6 when you need an 11, or it's an 8 when you need a 13. However you want to think about it.
Got it.
You slide across, and as you get closer and you're able to shine a bit of light on it more directly, and what you realize is this is basically a chunk of the same kind of stone as the rest of this cavern, but it's just sort of like interlaced with thin veins of this purple stone or crystal. It seems like it's probably not as sturdy as the rest of the wall because of that, but it is certainly sturdy enough that a single Moogle is not going to at least easily be able to break his way through.
Yeah, Gambly's just gonna yell across, "Mamba, I need you down here."
Yeah, Mamba will go. And we'll say, what do you need?
I need you to smash down a wall.
It looks like a
Okay.
pretty big wall, Mamba.
Appealing to his hatred of large things. How sinister.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, where? Oh, on the other side, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, Mamba will go break the wall.
I'm just gonna walk through the wall.
Yeah. He's able to do that just fine. I would like you to make me a
Doing something to
honestly,
yourself. Okay.
no, you won't be underwater for long enough to even really need to make a check for holding your breath because it's not that far. So
Merc will begrudgingly
he's
follow
able
Mamba.
to swim through it just fine.
Merc will begrudgingly follow Mamba.
All right. It takes him longer to get through because he is smaller and more affected by the water, just surely by the fact that it is, seeping inside of his not fully waterproofed self.
Yeah, when he gets to the other side, Gambly is gonna take out a towel or whatever, a rag or something, and try and get as much water out of him as he can.
Yeah, there's you're gonna need to like open up like a little vent or something on his feet and try and pour some water out.
Brave guy and Emil are going to go over the rope.
It's just like a boat when you come out of the water. You have to pull the plug out to drain it.
I need deafness from Emil and Brave Guy.
Okay. I should put him back on the
And
rope.
just tell me which one's first.
Brave guy first.
Okay. Alright, he basically slides about 3 feet and then immediately falls in the water.
No.
And Emil?
Jesus Christ.
Emil falls directly on top of Brave Guy.
Oh, now I'm all wet. Wait, no, there's a special thing for this.
Are you going to try and climb back up and go across, or just swim your way over?
La?
Yeah.
If roll a modified 20 on deafness, random assorted junk spills everywhere.
Wait, what?
Check my quirk, always prepared.
Oh god. Okay, just a second. That's a racial thing, right?
No, it's a quirk.
Quirk, okay. Okay.
That happened faster than I thought it would. So we were talking about it.
Okay, here we are. Okay. Quirk. Okay, it's not a fate quirk. Not a physiology. What the? Okay, what are the different types of these things? Jesus. Okay. Spirit quirk, always prepared. Once per session, you may have any single item. Must be worth less than 45 coins. Oh, Jesus Christ, you could have the world's supply of rope with that.
Yeah, I said that.
When you roll an unmodified 20 on a deafness check, random assorted junk spills everywhere and complicates the situation. Your GM will decide exactly how. Okay, so you know how you're definitely not a pirate?
Yeah.
So you've definitely at no point ever needed to use nets to try and capture anyone or anything.
Oh,
and
no.
you certainly wouldn't happen to habitually keep any on you that might have spilled out and somehow encapsulated you and Brave Guy, who are now totally immobile, wrapped up in this net,
In the water.
paddling and trying to stay afloat on the surface of the water.
Guys, I don't help.
You all just watched this happen and truly have no, like, they were like, all right, he was like, all right, we're gonna swing over, and you say, cool, and then you hear a splash and then another splash, and the two of them look like they got captured by like old-timey bandits somehow.
Your hand's gonna immediately lifeguard dive in to try to make sure they don't drown.
Yeah, they're paddling relatively well, and it doesn't take you that long to get there, so there's no risk of drowning or anything like that as you are able to extricate them from the net.
I love this so much. This is.
Drags them back over to shore by the net. He's like, I've never felt like a fisherman more in my life.
Emil and Brave Guy will just start flopping around on the shore.
Boy, this has been a session with good rolls, TM.
He says, are y'all good? Or...
yeah, we're good.
Thank
Emil
God, I want to get even.
He picks up Brave Guy, puts him back down.
Alright. Well, now that everyone's here, what are we doing about this wall?
I gesture to Mamba, gesture to the wall.
Alright. Mamba, you can either give me an attack at it, or you can give me a might check.
Can I attempt to assist him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I just want to encourage him.
Okay.
In that
Uh,
case, the might check would probably be the better one to do.
Okay, the might.
Alright, that's enough. As Mamba is big enough and strong enough, and he basically like plants his sword to the side, backs up a little bit, and then charges forward and shoulder slams into a section of the wall and makes about a Mamba-sized hole in it.
Nice.
Into let me. Do I already have y'all? Yes, I do. Into a
Wow, that's a lot of
relatively
purple.
relatively
Crypto.
small room that is completely on all sides overgrown with and encrusted in these purple crystals. And in the center of it is some sort of an object. It looks, round and decently sized, probably about nearly the same size as Brave Guy, uh, encrusted in a slightly darker hued crystal.
Yeah, free purple rock, I guess.
Might go for something.
I'll walk on. I imagine Darian has some variety of greaves. Elsewise, I'd be like, maybe don't walk on the pointy rocks.
Remember the last time that you touched a big gem?
No, why?
We fell into a hole.
Nah, it doesn't sound right.
That might have been Mamba. I don't remember.
No, that was Darian.
Nah. Where's your sense of adventure?
My sense of adventure doesn't outweigh my sense of wanting to live.
Darian's gonna slowly reach for the rock.
All right.
Can we at least expect it first before you touch it?
Yeah, no, he's making like dead eye contact, like a cat that's about to knock a glass off of a table.
I would like to just. Well, I don't know anything about this side because I don't know magic, but I would like to just inspect the room around me.
Insight.
What is my insight? Okay. Well, that's a success for me.
Yeah, that is a success for sure. So you wander around and you use your light and shine on it, and this, as far as you can tell, seems like it was originally a much larger chamber or connected to something much larger, and over time it collapsed in, and like what was left crystallized over like this. If you had to guess, as far as you can tell, this was probably the origin point of those crystals, at least within this room.
No, really. All right. Well, I don't know what it is, but I definitely know, pointing around the room, that this caused it. Other than that, that's all I got.
I'm going to observe the gem from a distance, just in case another hole appears.
Okay, when you say observe from a distance, are you like trying to glean anything about it, or are you just like watching what they're doing? Like, I just want to be clear. Like, are you trying to do anything to
I'm still
investigate it?
I'm still observing the crystal itself, trying to like work out what about it, but I'm also trying to keep an eye around the area as well.
Okay. Um, if you are sort of looking at and focusing on the crystal a bit, give me an aura check. Okay. You don't notice anything significant.
Damn. I swear roll D20 knows where knows how this game works and is modifying them as a result.
It's like, Darren, if you want to pick it up, go ahead, but I'm gonna be back here.
Yeah, okay. I'll give the rock a squint before I pick it up.
Okay. So it is like the crystals are growing out of this, so it is like attached. Like you can't just like easily pick up this bit. You'll
Alright.
have to, either like touch it first and see if you can like break it off or try and chip something out or what have you. Like, I just want to make sure it's not just like sitting on the ground conveniently in the
Yep.
open.
Oh, no, is this similar to the crystals we saw earlier in the mines?
Yes. Specifically, what's growing on the walls here seems to be the same
Right.
sort of crystal.
Could I know?
Whatever this is it is noticeably a bit darker in the area like immediately around it until it sort of goes to this slightly lighter color.
Could I draw a comparison and consider any differences?
Sure.
Does the previous aura check just mean I just don't notice anything?
No, that's fine. Like, you are asking reasonable questions. I would let you attempt an insight check to see if you can figure out something. Sure.
This is my highest check. Surely this will go right. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay. not bad.
So you do remember the crystals that were growing in that ore vein earlier were like relatively, like, brittle isn't quite the right word, but like they weren't hugely durable. Like they broke into relatively small pieces easily while he was digging it out, and like it wasn't that hard. So you imagine that it wouldn't be difficult to dig this out if that is something that you needed to do.
Okay.
And like you kind of like you reach down and like you manage to like break off a tiny little piece like off of the ground and such, and compare it to a bit that you picked up earlier, and you're like, yeah, it seems to be basically the same. So
Yeah, this looks really similar to the crystals we saw earlier.
like they, as far as you can tell, they seem to be basically the same. So it's possible that like this room connects to that vein of ore somehow, or maybe there's something, maybe there's another secret passage somewhere that who knows.
I sure do hope these crystals aren't actually parasites that are going to take over our bodies by touching them.
No, it's wet eggs that you need to be worried about. Frozen in crystal is like super dry.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I'll try to see if I can make any sense of this rock before I touch it, but
Okay. Give me an aura check with I think just a minor bonus. I think
Oh.
only one purview applies here.
Okay. Got it.
All right. You are able to like, as you're like reaching out and inspecting this, like you feel just sort of like a small warmth coming from inside of this, and like you can tell like that this is, whatever's in here is essentially an egg, and like it is still alive.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh.
it does not, like, it feels to your sense of empathy, it feels warm.
Nice. I think yeah, Dorian will
Oh my
pop
God.
out the good old Heart's Blade and try to jab it at the base to try and dislodge this thing.
It's a legendary egg. Oh my god.
Yeah, make me a might check.
I mean, there is purple everywhere.
All right. Yeah, you use your heart's blade and you're able to carve. Basically the shape that I have here for the token out. And when you do so, the rest of the crystal that is around it basically like falls away and shatters. And I don't have a separate token for it, but you are left holding an egg that feels warm to the touch. It's kind of an almost like a slightly grayish green kind of color. And it's a bit smaller than Brave Guy, and it's smaller than like those hives that were being launched. But it's a pretty good sized egg.
Guys, I think this is the future friend.
You think everybody is a future friend.
Correct.
The truest.
That's not true.
truest
Some people are
statement that's
already
ever been
friends
said.
or past friends.
All right. So you all will be able to safely navigate your way back out, and into the section of the mines where you had left the brave Smith, and he hears you all coming over and sort of pokes his head around the corner and says, "Oh, hey, I heard some sort of noise going on down there, but it was far enough away I couldn't really tell what was going on. You all look okay though, so I'm guessing it wasn't nothing major."
Sure.
Oh, just like a monster attack,
Fish.
Oh, yeah, that tends to happen sometimes. So, well, glad that you navigated it all right.
Yeah.
I've managed to get enough ore that I could do some work for a little while. So I would be content to head out if you guys wanted to.
Seems like a plan.
Did we explore the entire mine?
Otherwise,
I don't remember if we did.
there are some other sections of the mine that we haven't taken a look at, so we could poke our heads into those if you want. But I personally am I do not need anything else.
I think I'm content. You guys?
All right. Well, no one is
sure.
vociferously arguing, and the party leader has
Yeah.
or who I interpret as the party leader, since he's the eventual guild master, is more or less the plan, has said that we're good to go. So I'm gonna take us back to the world map, and y'all were in there for a couple of hours, and it takes a few hours to get back to town,
Yeah.
and so it is late afternoon, sort of maybe early evening kind of time as we get back here.
Hey, Mr. Krogsbach.
Oh yeah, that's because he was who you had out the last time you were in town.
Right. We got any Mon-monologists around here? Any Pokemon professors?
Well, so first off, for helping out Mr. Mute Glassblower with his quest, he is going to give you guys, basically he's going to offer to make a weapon for someone if anybody needs one, and otherwise he'll just give you a bit of cash in thanks for your help.
Could I? I'm gonna take the head out of my bag and just slap it on the table, and ask him to what can you give me for this? Or
Well, he'll tap his head or his hand on the head a bit. Well, this big like chitin-y crest bit on the head might work well for a shield if that's something that you would want.
okay. Like
All right,
how
I don't think
big?
that would be too difficult to do. It'll take me a little while, probably at least a few days. So you all could either stay in town, or you could you could just come back later and pick it up if you want.
Is it just the one weapon he's offering?
You can, like, he will give you a discounted rate on other stuff.
Would
Well,
just out of cu-
since Mamba's providing the head to use the chitin as materials, he would still be willing to make another, like, a weapon for one of you little guys.
Question.
Yes.
He does have the hat shield, if that matters.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does have a shield. I forget about the hat.
Oh, the hat is a shield? I didn't know that. Okay, so I guess I don't need a shield.
I actually
Well,
do.
I mean, you could give the hat to someone else, and then you would have, and also that you can only use the hat one time in a fight.
Use both.
Was
Have like a
the
force shield and a
was
heart shield.
was sort of the condition on it. So if you
Yeah.
like, you could get like a more proper shield and then give the hat to somebody else if you wanted to do that.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Out of pure curiosity, could he make something for a moddable Mom?
As long as it wasn't something that was like complex, yeah, because he's not like a machinist. But if it was something like, hey, I want you to weld a sword to this guy's arm or whatever, like he could do that. Or if you could explain to him like a part that you wanted that you were then going to put on, he might be able to make that part for you if you were, one of you guys was doing the installation.
Like stick like armor on them or something.
Yeah, conceivably.
Okay, just out of curiosity.
That is within the range of modifications that you can make to moddable mons.
I
How many
already
more
know what the
words
first thing
with an
I
M can I throw in there?
I already know the first thing I want to give to Merc is to be able to like make him be able to speak, but I don't know how you would let me do that. If he has anything that can do that,
He wouldn't know. He would recommend going to going and checking out the big city would probably be the best place to find
I
that
figured.
kind of material. Did either of you guys need something right away? Otherwise, like, he can keep the offer open, and if you come back later, he can give you like a small piece of equipment.
If Mamba or Darien don't want anything for that, I did have a question. If I could find whatever it's called.
Nothing comes to mind for me.
Can he technically? Because I don't know how this works. Hold on. Did I spell it wrong? Where is it? Where's it called? Oh, no, it was called, it was Ender. I was looking at it while we were in between turns. Yeah, can he put, what are they called specifically? Oops, no, wrong way. Can he put custom things on a custom ability on a weapon?
It would depend what kind you wanted.
I would like to put on my gun rapid fire, which basically all it does is it makes it so that I can shoot my gun 3 times before I have to reload.
That is something that is a little bit. He can try, but it will be a check, and if he fails, your weapon could be damaged. Because he is more of a
create basic
quote unquote
weapons.
Medieval blacksmith level, as opposed to like a gunsmith. He has done some work on that kind of thing before, mostly for the sake of helping out with the big mechanical spider over here.
Yeah.
But he's more comfortable with like more practical equipment as opposed to mechanical.
Can he make me some weird ammunition?
Oh yeah, that he could do.
Okay. Then surprise me.
Surprise you. Okay. Any guidance further than that? Because he hasn't seen you fight. He doesn't know what you do. So he wants to know at least a little bit of a direction to go in. Like, are you someone who is, like, do you want something that's utility and can help you out of a bind? Do you want something that's gonna like just blow a hole in someone really fast? Do you, like, what's the goal here?
That is a good question. Come back to me.
All right. Otherwise, he'll just see what he can come up with and maybe give you a couple different types of things, and if you like one of them, then you can pay him later on and he can make more of it.
Sure.
Oh. All right. Core, you had a question at some point, I believe.
I don't think so. Oh, I did. Yeah, I was asking if there was a Mon professor.
No, that's not. There's not necessarily a thing like that.
Sure. Just wanted to
Like
see if there was
there
anyone
are
in town
folks
who was
who are,
especially well.
maybe more
Yeah.
knowledgeable about things. Like you could ask, like Ashley is at least a higher level adventurer than y'all, and he lives on this island, so like he would be a decent source of information.
Sure, I'll check in with him. Just gonna see if he
Okay.
knows anything about the cool egg.
About the egg. Okay. Let me see. What does he know about the cool egg? He would when you pull it out and show it to him, I guess, like, what do you say, or like what do you tell him about it and like how you
He'll
found it?
make his way over and like ask him like, "Hey, you've lived here for a while. You're pretty knowledgeable about Mons and whatnots, right?"
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Why?
Says, "Oh, because we were out helping Glassblower over there in the cave, and I stumbled across this guy." Pulls out egg. Like, I think
He
it's an egg, and I'm guessing based on it being here that it's a Mon egg of some variety, but
Yeah, you pull it out and his eyes go a little bit wide, and and then he just kind of yeah, that is certainly an egg. Uh that's a pretty rare find.
cool.
Uh so if I don't miss my mark, I believe that to be a dragon egg.
Cool.
So take good care of it, and when it eventually hatches, you might have yourself a very rare and very powerful Mon.
Any what's the word? Caretaking tips? Think it's got to be incubated or
Um, as far as that goes, no. Mostly I have known a couple of folks who have had dragons and have raised them, and the main thing that I know from that is that they're very, well, variable in nature. Depending on how you raise it and what you prioritize in training it and in caretaking it, uh, can change the way, like the shape that the dragon takes as it grows and evolves.
You have to drop
So
my house and
the
stay.
a dragon, each dragon essentially is a reflection of its tamer, as it were.
yeah. Thanks for
But
the heads up.
absolutely, best of luck with that. All right. Anything else that anyone would like to do in town this evening?
Well, does any of the parts you guys want to shield? Like, I can give you the hot shield, or
I think I'm good.
okay. Or now that I know it's a shield, I might give it to Fuzz if no one wants it.
Yeah,
So-
I would say he could wear it. I would allow that.
Okay.
If for no other reason than it's really funny to think of a Karibo wearing a comically oversized hat that
Metal
it
hat.
uses for
Yeah,
defense. I love that. That's great.
yeah.
All right.
Fuzz almost died.
All right. I'm gonna. Is there? I want to put like a marker on Fuzz so that I remember this. Uh, I don't want a broken shield. There we go, bolt shield. All right. I'm gonna put a marker on Fuzz. I'm gonna do that on the party screen as well, so that I remember that he's got the shield.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so then you do want the blacksmith to make a shield for you?
Um, yeah, sure.
All right.
I have a two-handed weapon though. I'm just wondering if I would be able to have a shield.
So, you can basically, what it would be is you would choose each turn whether you're using your weapon with two hands or whether you're using it with one and your shield. If you use
Okay.
it with one hand, you take a minor penalty, but then you get the defense bonus of the shield. So I would just
Okay.
basically let you decide, like, hey, am I using the shield or am I not?
Okay. That works.
It'll take
Yeah.
him a couple of days probably to get that made at least. Do you guys want to stick around for that, or do you want to hit the road the next day and come back? We're about to wrap up for the session. I just want to figure out what to do next.
I mean, should we rest first, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
I don't
said,
see
you
why
guys
not.
will have tonight to rest, like no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's just then, if he says it's going to be about 3 days before he's done with the ammo and with the shield, do you guys want to wait around for a few days, or is Darian like, no, we need to move, we need to make more friends? Like, I just want to know what the vibe
I
is.
mean, we have like a general path we wanted to go, but is anywhere within a day's travel?
Oh, well, here, let me see. Let's go back. Within a day's travel, you guys, I believe, if I remember correctly, Emil has like a compass and some other
Yes.
navigation tools.
yep?
So you're not at risk of like getting hopelessly lost, just potentially slow travel.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. So. All right, yeah. So in a day's travel, you could definitely get to at least Area 3 of the mod metro. Um, it would probably be a little bit more than a day's travel to get to the nearest town of a comparable size to this one, and it would take a little more than a day's travel to get to the edge of the forest.
Uh, Darian does think it's very important to make many friends, but he thinks it's very important to be close to the friends you do have, and he's got a lot of new pets he's got a bond with.
Okay.
I'm good with hunkering down for a couple days. Unless you guys want, we could maybe pop over to Area 3, see what's up, and head back.
We could do that, or we could wander around the Grove Grasslands as well. Like, I'm
We
sure
could
there's
just have a little walk-see.
just a walk around.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to just like do a random encounter or two and see what you run into, like we can easily do that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, just
I mean, you
some
did say
Pokemon.
we've got like what 3 days or so.
yeah, to craft until
Yeah,
the thing crafted.
two to 3 days would be his estimate. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So
I do have a
possibly send
question.
like. Go on.
I do have a
Yes.
question. To get to here and back would be 3 days, is what you're saying, or would it be 2 days?
It would be 2 days, assuming that you don't like you would have it would take a large chunk of a day to get there, and then so you would have probably like a few hours worth of doing stuff that evening and slash or the next day if you wanted to then like be back here by the following evening.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I will do what they say, but I do eventually do want to get to us if we know stuff about the mod metro, probably which is the bad
There's
district.
a
The bad,
handout that tells you.
yeah, the abandoned district is the bad one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I eventually would obviously like to go to the industrial district because that's probably the place that will interest Kemley the most.
Right.
Because he is not a digital person.
Man said, "I want hardware, not software."
Yeah, basically.
All right.
I have because I didn't use it. I'm going to utilize my quirk to add just something to my backpack.
Nice.
Also,
Okay.
also, what's the difference
I would like you to
between-
tell me what that something is.
What would be the difference between
It's in my
digital and
backpack.
cyber?
on the Google Doc.
The difference between digital and cyber is somewhat difficult for me to articulate without just telling you what each one is inspired by.
Understood. I I can maybe there's a couple guesses I could make, but I will not say which it is until I'm 100% sure. Cause I could think of the digital one for sure, but not quite the cyber one.
Fair enough. All right. Then you guys will have some time to rest. You will get 2 experience for completing this quest and helping him out and slaying the boss and all of that jazz.
I accidentally closed the party. Oops.
Does
And
anything happen to-
I don't think anyone's mon in that fight was level 0. So none of them are eligible for evolution because you all are all still level 1.
Darn.
Does the guy want some coins? Well, do I need to
No,
pay him?
basically
make
he was
this
he was
work?
offering to either make some stuff for you or give you money. So like
Okay.
because you just chose make some stuff, like he's making something for you as a reward for helping him in lieu of giving you money. So you also don't have to pay him for it.
Okay.
So, all right. So then a few days pass, and he will give a nice, very intimidating shield made from the skull of this giant bug to Mamba, and he will give Gembly an assortment of unique and interesting ammunitions that he has created that I will come up with the quantity and type of and send to you at some point.
I would like to ask something. Are we sticking around here while we're waiting for that, or are we gonna actually go out to do stuff while he's making
So
stuff?
yeah, I figure you guys are gonna go out and wander around a bit. We said
Okay.
so we'll like do some fights and stuff, but
Yeah.
just
My
we'll do like an encounter or two at the start of next time, see how we feel, and then move on.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay.
So that's a good point. I guess you technically don't have the shield and the ammo yet. I got ahead of myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
My apologies.
Well, my question
worries.
is that I wanted to see how he makes it, basically how he makes the ammunition. Because
Sure.
I'm deadly curious on how the NPCs do their crafting stuff. Like, is it like just add a character? I'm curious if it's just like smack on an anvil, it's done.
No, it's the same. It's the same process that you would use.
Okay.
More or less. Like like he doesn't necessarily use the same tools and stuff because like the kind of work that he does is different from you. But no, like that's why it takes a few days. Like he is legitimately doing the forging process for this equipment. Like
All right.
he's taking and like he basically like over that first night he lets that bug head soak in some material to basically get all the goop and organic bits out, and then he like cleans it off and dries it and figures out how to like basically get just the portion that he wants to use for a shield off of it. um as he's letting other stuff work on that, he goes over and tinkers with different like he asks to borrow your gun for a little bit at one point and some of your ammunition just so he can see like, okay, this is what you normally fire, this is how its firing mechanism is, just to make sure he's gonna give you stuff that you can actually utilize. um and then it's mostly just him tinkering with stuff, kind of making some like molds and shapes and stuff, and seeing how he thinks it'll work, and making a few copies of a couple different ones. But it does take a decent amount of time. It is a very manual process, and like I said, it's very similar to the process you would use.
All right.